about your dress?
What can I tell you about my dress? I looked gorgeous in it.
And it was like a
And
size.
I had a hat made, had it all made. It was beautiful.
And it was like a size 0. That dress is so skinny.
All of you are just jealous of me because I was thin. That's why.
That's right.
I was thin.
So this was clearly, this was a very slinky gown.
Yeah, I was a slinky dresser.
What did you love most about the dress?
What I love most about this, what it brought me. It brought me Reg.
It's gorgeous. All right, do we have a good view of this?
Yeah.
Did you ever see me, the picture of me in this dress? I look beautiful.
I'm sure you did.
So tell us about your wedding. You told us it was at the synagogue.
Yes, it was a synagogue. It was a beautiful wedding.
Did you have a big wedding?
It was a big wedding. Everybody and his uncle was there.
So 100 or so people?
Oh,
And where did you have the party?
at the synagogue.
Oh, you had a dinner or something? Was it an evening wedding?
Afternoon wedding, into the evening.
And you took a honeymoon?
Yeah, we went to Canada.
Really? To Toronto?
Ontario, Toronto, drove all
And,
over.
and Montreal?
Yeah.
Wow. And did you have a trousseau?
No, I didn't have a trousseau.
So what did you do on your honeymoon?
What did we do on our honeymoon? Played golf at different golf clubs up in Canada. Ate in wonderful places.
And
I don't remember.
where was your first home as a married couple?
It was an apartment on House Street in New Haven.
So it was in an apartment in New Haven. Where in New Haven?
On House Street.
House Street, okay. And just describe the apartment. Take some more.
It was a 3-room apartment. A 3-room, or 1-bedroom apartment.
So, how old were you? So you have 3 children.
Yes.
So how old were you when Ron was born?
I was an old maid. I was 27 years old.
You were 27 when Dad was born. And where was Dad born? In the apartment?
In New Haven.
In the apartment.
Yes.
And now, then Dee Dee came next. And how old were you when Dee Dee was born?
They are exactly, Dee Dee and Ronnie and Ann are exactly 3 years and 3 months apart, almost to the day.
Wow. So, now, how long did you and Grandpa live in the apartment?
Oh, not too long, about a year, I think.
And then where did you go?
We moved to a 3-bedroom, what do you call them, apartment?
Yeah.
A 3-bedroom apartment. You're learning a lot about me, aren't you, Susan?
Also in
You
New
can't
Haven.
back up now, Susan.
Hey, also in New Haven, right?
In New Haven.
And when did you get the fantastic house on Elmsworth Avenue?
Well, after I think Ann was born, Grandpa decided we needed a house. And he saw this, that's why he decided, because he saw this house and he liked it. He wouldn't look at any other house.
And what did you love most about that house? And it was on Elmsworth Avenue?
Ellsworth.
I loved everything about that
Ellsworth.
house. Ellsworth Avenue, 660 Ellsworth Avenue.
What-
I loved everything. We had wonderful times in there. We had wonderful friends. And the children had wonderful place to play.
Describe the house to us.
As was described the house. Just a 4-bedroom house. 2 bathrooms upstairs. It was a very nice house.
Did you like the kitchen?
Well, it was a all-tile kitchen. Not particularly, but it was all right. It had made some good dinners in there.
And you had a nice backyard?
Wonderful backyard for the kids to play. When Ron was a little boy, he had several friends on Ellsworth Avenue, and they wanted to play football. So I got a boy from the Yale football team to come up and teach them. 25 cents a boy. So, 25 cents, well, $2 was a lot of money in those days. And he taught them how to play football. Then they wanted to play tennis. So I got a boy from the Yale tennis team, taught him how to play tennis.
That was very ingenious.
Yeah. And we had a wonderful little pear tree in the backyard. Of course, they broke that when they played football or baseball. I don't know what.
You
But
had a
I
big,
managed to get students from Yale University to teach them how to play and play it correctly, which was a wonderful idea, I think.
Yeah.
That's why he's such a good athlete.
now, so you have a lot of warm memories from your home in Ellsworth Avenue.
Oh, yes.
And you lived there for many years?
Oh, we lived there 30 some odd years. Wonderful memories because they went to grammar school, they went to college, all from Ellsworth Avenue. And we had some wonderful friends. Yeah. It looks like a beautiful haircut.
Do you want her to
She
move
went
down
with
this
me.
way?
She was.
All right, so we're having a little interlude. Clearly,
Was-
Myrtle Hadassah
I,
Silverstein has
yeah,
entered the
yeah.
picture.
Oh, I'm sleeping on it.
It's November 18th, 2000,
Beautiful.
right before
Get
Thanksgiving.
out of here! Will you stop that!
All right, Grandma, you're going to have your turn tomorrow.
Oh, really?
We're going to finish with Casey. We've got a ways to go. We're into the marriage years now.
Did you ever think she was gonna come to B&A?
I'm glad you called it that because I must call it something worse.
Okay, we're not talking about me. Okay, no talking, Myrtle. Okay, just listen. Casey's talking. Okay, Graham?
She looks good though.
Looks good.
All right,
Fat.
Myrtle,
come over
Myrtle.
here. Mother,
Fat.
come this way, cause you're,
Okay.
I'm blocking the view.
So,
Okay, yeah, all right.
I want to know, is there
That's all right.
any significance behind your children's names? Ron, Dee Dee, and Ann?
Just like them in
I
those days.
get dressed too, I know.
Okay, now where did Grandpa work? What did he do?
He had a little factory that made slipcovers and drapes for different stores in New Haven, Bridgeport, Stanford, I don't know.
Was it his own factory?
Yes, it was a little, it wasn't really a factory, it was a room where he had women sewing and working there.
So it was his own business?
Yes, he was,
Okay, did he enjoy it?
I think he did because he always was short on money when he had to come give the money to the bookkeeper. He was always short $5 or $10 and he spent and given it to someone. He was a poor businessman.
Because he was giving his money away.
Yes, I'll never forget he took care of a black family, had nothing to eat. And she was a smarty and smarter than Reg. She would give him a list of what she wanted, name the brand of butter that she wanted him to bring her, and the kind of meat that she wanted him to bring her. He was just spending money on her and supplying her. Well, he said she had a house full of kids and mother had nothing to eat. And how could he not give them something to eat?
Well,
So he was charitable.
That, I think he got that from my father. That's what I admired him so much. My father used to hitch the wagon up and go to Pleasant Street, which was a real dive, you know. I shouldn't say a dive, a lot of Jewish families living there. And they had times were bad when I was a young girl. And he would go into a store and she would have maybe a box of combs to sell. He would buy the whole box of combs and he would come home to my mother. My mother would say, Max, what am I going to do with all these combs? Or he'd buy a carton of string beans or something that we never even ate. We had fresh ones. What is she going to do with all these cans? But that was his only way that he could give them charity, give them something so they would know it wasn't charity.
So what did you admire most about Grandpa?
That's what I admired about him.
The fact that he was very
Oh,
generous.
he was very good.
He was a good person.
Oh, he was wonderful. He had some did some wonderful things in his life. He did them, he didn't talk about them, he did them.
He was very modest.
And I think that Reg, my husband, had an awful lot of those traits too. That's what I admired in him.
And how long were you married?
50, I don't know, 50,
Almost 60 years, would you say?
50, close to 60.
Close to 60 years, wow. Now, Grandma, did you ever work outside the home while you were married?
Yes, I worked at Adler Avedon.
Oh, you did?
Oh, when I was married?
Yeah.
No, I had enough work in the house
With 3 kids.
with 3 kids.
Right, okay. Now, what was most challenging for you in your marriage?
What was most challenging for me in my marriage?
Raising 3 kids? I mean,
Raising 3 kids
Ronnie
and
was
staying
most
married.
challenging, right?
Yeah, Ronnie.
Having
was
a-
the most challenging.
having a delinquent son? Having a delinquent son?
No, he was not a delinquent son. How can you say that? Look what he's producing.
I know.
Married your mother, who's a beautiful woman, has 3 beautiful children.
2.
You call that delinquent?
Two, where's the third?
I don't call that delinquent. I call that smart. I
We're
think he was
kidding.
terrific.
But he was a rowdy kid, right?
Well, he was like all kids.
So what was most challenging for you in your marriage? Or do you not want to say?
I don't know what was most challenging. I think every day you got up, it was a challenge.
Okay, so now,
She's been nagging
what do
me.
you, now tell us, you have how many grandchildren?
How many grandchildren? 6.
And you have how many great-grandchildren as of November 18th,
5.
2000? 5. Wonderful. And what do you enjoy most about being a grandmother?
Oh, but I can go to their house and sit down and enjoy myself and then pick myself up and walk out.
Ooh, that's what you enjoy most?
Well, sure.
No, darling, I enjoyed most about when they would call me grandma and then like something that I'd make and ask me to make it again for them. And when they would ask me to do things for them, I loved everything about them. I love my grandchildren. There's nobody like
I
them.
have a long
We
sleeve.
love you too. All right, now, let's talk about some general things. Tell us what activities you particularly enjoyed. You mentioned you liked golf. We know that you were also a very active bridge player.
I like belonging to Woodbridge Country Club. I like
So you belong to Woodbridge Country Club.
And I love my friends.
Myrtle, quiet. So you,
And I like my friend. She'll have her turn tomorrow.
I
Let's
know.
hear her answers. I won't, will I hear her answers? No, I won't be here.
maybe, we'll see. We'll see. Okay, so tell us now. So you joined the Woodbridge Country Club.
I like belonging to a club. I like being a sports lady.
To being into playing golf,
Playing
bridge.
golf, playing bridge, playing anything.
playing anything.
I like being a lady, a sports lady.
Now, what do you think the most important invention was in your lifetime and why?
Oh, there were so many of them, dear. The airplane, the pill, the drugs. There were so many wonderful inventions in my lifetime. And what?
She forgot. You told us before you thought aspirin.
Oh, well, I said pill. You didn't listen to
Well,
me.
tell me aspirin.
Well, it's a pill.
Now, why was aspirin, in your mind, the most important in medicine of the century?
Because it's good for the heart. It's good for almost any kind of ailment. Cold, anything you have, they say, take an aspirin. That was the first pill, and that is, I feel that it's the pill of the century.
Do you remember about when aspirin was invented? Were you married? Were you a young
I
girl?
was married.
So you were married, it was about when the aspirin was
Yeah,
invented.
I think they invented it in England. I'm not too sure about that.
And who do you think has been the best president in your lifetime, and why?
Oh, I have a favorite, Harry Truman.
Tell us why.
Because I think he's a cute little guy, and whatever he says, he does, and he means it. I like him. I liked him from the beginning.
And how, if at all, were you affected by the wars, the two wars of the 20th century?
Well, the First World War, I was rather young, and living on a farm, we didn't miss out on too many things. We had plenty to eat and wear and things of that kind. The Second World War, I was married, and it hurt, the Second World War, because friends were losing sons, and it was a sad time. So I really was affected more by the Second World War than the First World War. First World War, I used to knit for the boys, helmets and things of that kind. Sit in the movies and knit. But, no, I think the Second World War affected me more. I was older, and
It was more personal.
there were a lot of personal things.
Is there somewhere you always wanted to travel to but could never visit?
Oh, there were lots of places I could never travel because we didn't have the kind of money in those days. Dad wasn't, my husband was not a professional man, he was just a working man. And there were opportunities that I wanted to give the children. I would prefer to do that than to travel. So we didn't travel.
So, if you could go anywhere in the world today, where would you want to go?
Brother. Where would I want to go? There's so many places I'd want to go. Is everything all right?
Yeah, she's getting the phone. Where would you want to go?
Oh, where would I want to go? Where wouldn't I want to go? I don't really know, Nancy. There's so many places.
Okay. Now, do you have a favorite book in your lifetime?
Yes. It's The Fountainhead.
The Fountainhead is your favorite book. Why?
Well, maybe it's the first real love story that I read that had a little sex in it. And maybe that's fun, but I liked it. I liked the way it was written. And I liked the story of Anne Rand.
Of Ayn Rand.
Yes,
She wrote The Fountainhead, right?
she wrote the book.
Right. And what's the best movie you've ever seen?
Oh, honey, I'm no moviegoer. What's the best movie? Scarlett O'Hara.
Gone with the Wind.
Gone. Yeah, Gone with the Wind.
So what male movie stars did you find utterly irresistible?
No,
None?
I think those are the. No.
None? Oh boy, okay. What's your favorite type of music?
Classical music.
Classical music. Do you have a favorite composer or a favorite song?
No, as long as it's not modern. I don't like modern music. I dislike modern music because I don't understand it.
Now, let's talk about cooking, because you're a mean cook. You're a heck of a cook. What are the things that you have enjoyed cooking most?
Oh, big pots of soup for after football. Big pot of soup.
What kind of soup?
Having every cup that I had in the house all around the pot and have them come in and stand there and
What kind of soup?
any kind of soup.
Mishmash.
Cockapizzi.
Cockapissy soup? And, all right, just so we have it for posterity, give us the recipe for gravy. Tell us how you make gravy.
Oh, Nancy, it just has to make sure. Buy Wondra flour.
Wondra,
Yes, and
Flour.
you'll never have lumps.
and you never have lumps.
That's the most important thing.
All right, so tell us how you make gravy.
You take about a tablespoon of your drippings and you put it in a pot. And you take a couple tablespoons of Wondra flour and you mix it in the pot. And then you add water, cold or hot, or any kind of water that you want, and a bouillon cube.
Chicken bouillon?
Chicken bouillon
Or beef bouillon.
depends on what you're making. and you stir it up, and you taste it. If it needs a little more salt, you add a little more salt. If it needs a little more pepper, you add a little pepper.
And that's all?
That's all.
You don't put any vegetables in it?
No. Sometimes if I'm cooking and I want to make a particularly good gravy for the meat, I take the neck of the chicken and the public and the things of the chicken, and I make like a little chicken soup.
Wait,
And
Grandma, hold on a second. Michael Littman is on the phone. Hey, Mom, tell Michael I said hello. I'll have to call him later.
Don't
Would you like
talk.
his coffee
Don't talk.
ground?
Don't talk to him now. Give me a rest.
All right, you know what? Turn the camera off. Let's take a break. Hello. Okay, Grandma, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. Cousin Michael Littman, your nephew, is on the phone. Okay, now, so tell us more about the things you like to cook. Tell me about the chicken
I like to
wings.
make chicken wings for my grandchildren.
Ooh, and they were so
Chicken
good.
wings.
Chicken wings.
Tell us how you made chicken wings.
How can I think of them? I haven't made them in 30 years.
Cornflakes?
Yeah, crushed cornflakes.
All right, and what else did you like to cook?
What else is there? Like rare roast beef.
Rare roast beef. Ugh.
Well, now you know about
Medium
Ronnie.
rare roast beef. Always had roast beef, a nice standing 3-rib roast with potatoes around it.
And now you always had candy in the house.
Yeah,
Was the candy just for your grandchildren?
no,
You liked it too.
of course I like
And
it.
your favorite candy is?
Soft center chocolate.
M&Ms?
Covered chocolate, yeah, was my favorite. Yeah,
Soft center chocolate?
I like soft center chocolate.
So you like actual chocolates?
I like natural.
Okay, because I always remember you had bags of M&Ms at the house.
I always had M&Ms for the kids. As a matter of fact, I still have them in my one little room, half a room at the home, in case the kid walks in. I have M&Ms.
Okay, Nance. Okay, Grandma, so now, on the subject of food still, what was your worst cooking experience?
Oh, who remembers, honey?
What was your worst?
I cooked the old-fashioned way because I was taught that way. You pour in a little salt and you pour in a little sugar, and you never measured anything. So I don't know. I probably had several disastrous cooking experiences. But
Now-
I can't remember them.
Okay, that's fair.
But I
Now-
probably doctored them up some way.
You probably did, knowing you. Now, what would be your ideal meal? This can't be hard.
Oh, yeah. A bowl of shrimp cocktail, nice salad with a delicious dressing,
Look at me. Get lost.
and a big lobster,
stuffed lobster?
a stuffed lobster. And for dessert, I wouldn't care. I'd like something very light,
Something,
sherbet of some kind. And drink
what kind of drink?
coffee or tea or, I don't need liquor.
Well, that sounds good to me. Where is the prettiest place you've ever been?
The what?
Where is the prettiest place you've ever been?
Oh, I don't know, darling, where the prettiest place I've ever been. How would I know? How I've been to so many in my whole life, in 92 years. How can I remember?
Okay, do you have a favorite color?
Oh, black and white. I like black. I wear a lot of black clothes.
What's your least favorite color?
Purple.
That's Myrtle's. She's chiming in from the peanut gallery because she can't keep her
What-
mouth shut.
What's your least favorite color, Myrtle?
Purple.
Purple.
All right,
I
Dave.
is purple. I
Oh,
never like
purple.
purple.
All right, so they share something in common. They don't like purple. And what favorite articles of clothing do you recall? Is there a dress that you particularly loved, or
There was an evening gown that I had that I particularly loved.
tell us about it?
Oh, it was black, man. It was short in front enough to show my legs. And long on the sides, so it would flow when you walk and dance.
And what occasion did you have that for?
Just for a Saturday night, when we used to do a lot of Saturday night dancing.
You went dancing.
Yeah. Went dancing was Saturday night.
And,
I
what,
had a boyfriend that was a lot older than I was. My mother and father thought that I was gonna marry him, but I didn't, but he had the money, so he would take me to the Bond Hotel for dinner and dancing. And that was a lot in those days. I used to love to dance.
what physical feature do you like best about yourself?
But myself,
You mentioned your legs,
my legs, no more, that's all.
and what do you like least? What physical feature do you like least
My
about?
face.
Oh, don't say
I
that.
guess I would, wish I was prettier.
Grandma, what qualities overall do you like about yourself?
Oh, God.
Be honest,
No,
because we'll have to tell you.
no,
Come on. What qualities do you like about yourself?
nothing.
This is a fair question.
Nothing.
You don't like
I know
anything?
it's a nice question, but you give it to Martin when she talks to her. She'll tell you about what qualities she
Well,
likes.
we think you're very classy.
No.
You're full of class. You're a very gracious person.
Oh, I know it, darling, but that's just what you feel.
You're a very kind person.
No.
You have a lot of good qualities.
I know.
Okay, you're a little embarrassed to talk about yourself, huh?
No, I'm not. I'm just truthful.
You don't like anything about yourself?
She was a good grandma
She's a great
and
grandma.
a good mother-in-law.
No.
Graham,
Could be better.
we're gonna edit out this section because you're being a downer. Okay, next. What's your image of a perfect day?
A perfect day.
Right.
Oh, honey. I think every day is perfect that my family are well and healthy and together. I'm very happy. That's a perfect day for me, darling. I don't ask for anything more. I've never asked for a lot of things.
Graham, this next section we call words of wisdom. You know, you always want to share advice and wisdom, so here's your chance. So
What can I share?
tell us tell us your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren. Give us your wisdom.
I thought I'd been giving it to them all along.
Yeah, but we want it on videotape now.
What can I tell you about my wisdom, darling? Nothing now. After all, all somebody has to do is look at my grandchildren.
What do you want us to know?
And look at my grandchildren and tell them they're smart, they're classy, they're wonderful, and they're great, and that I love everything about them.
Do you have any advice
No, just keep doing what you're doing.
to your kids and to your grandkids and your
Kids.
great-grand?
My kids, my grandkids, it's their lives, honey. They can live their lives the way they want to. I live my life the way I wanted to, and they have the same opportunity. Good or bad, they can live their life their way.
Are there any, anything else that you want to share with us? Any other stories? Do you have any favorite stories?
There's so many stories in my life. I remember when Carmy first came to Yale with a tiny little leather lumber jacket and the little bow tie, and he walked up the driveway, and boy, how that changed. I remember when he first came to Yale. I remember taking Ronnie up to Mount Hermon. Grandpa and myself, we took him to Mount Hermon, and he wasn't going to stay there. He was going to run away. And I said that he'd have to stay there until Christmas anyway, 6 months, and then if he wanted to leave after that, he could do it. But even if he ran away, we would find him and we would bring him back. And inside of a month's time, I don't know whatever happened to that letter that he wrote to us to tell us how the sun came over the mountains up in Mount Hermon, and then the moon, and how beautiful it was. and thanked us for making him stay. I'll always remember that letter. There are lots of things in my life that are interesting. I could go on and on.
Well, you've got 92 years.
Yeah, it's
Right
a long
now.
time. Yeah. It's a long time. See, you got me coughing now. I can't talk.
What else do you want to share?
After I say good night to you, I'll think of a lot of things that I could have told you about.
Okay.
Yeah, Ronnie, when he was a little boy, yeah, on the farm we had cupboards, and I think he got into the cupboards once, hit himself in the cupboards. A lot of things. My brother thought he was the king of all sports, the king of the family. He would come by, we'd all sit at the dining room table, waiting for my father. He would come by and give us to the fist and the back. And of course, some of them, we girls, would cry. My father said Isidore never would do anything like that. He was a good boy. He wouldn't do anything bad. He was the apple of my father's eye. Yeah. And then of course he smoked corn husks and near the railroad tracks, and was he sick, awfully sick. Louis too. They were so sick they never touched it again. And we used to have big hill in the back of the house for summer, winter time. We'd slide down and we'd have a huge pit, and we'd have sticks and put potatoes on them. We didn't put marshmallows. We didn't have marshmallows in those days. We would bake potatoes in this big pit, and wonderful baked potatoes. The thing kids wouldn't do it today.
Take a piece of it.
Well, we love you, Graham.
We used to have all sleds, loads of sleds. The American Flyer, I think, was the name of the sled.
Come on, Mom.
That's a long time. Where's he going?
Come on, Mom, what?
What else do you want to know?
You've been great. You've been very cooperative.
Or
Thank
this
you,
is
Grandma.
enough to carry you.
Say you love us all.
I hope that my children won't laugh at this when they see it and when they read it.
Why should they laugh at it?
I don't know.
I think it was wonderful.
I don't know.
I think you sounded very intelligent, and you have a good sense of humor that comes through.
You see, these are all things about yourself you should like.
And it,
Could have done more with my life.
I think you did a great deal. And you're
What
very
what do you
intelligent.
wish you could have done in your life that was different?
Oh, I'd like to have discovered the pill. The pill.
The birth control
The
pill?
birth.
Why?
I would like to have done something.
Now you said you wanted to be a gym teacher?
When I was in grammar school and high school, I thought I'd like to be a gym teacher. I thought it was a nice, clean job.
Well, you love
You work
sports.
with children,
She's always loved sports.
and you work with children. I liked it. I loved my Sunday mornings with the Yale boys. They used to come to the house every Sunday morning. Carmy and Ronnie and Arnold and Richard. Or sit around the dining room table and talk, and then they'd get into a heated argument. One would like the Democrats and one would like the Republicans, and we used to have more fun listening to them. And Ronnie Stackler, he was the smart one. Ronnie Stackler was.
Well, Graham, let's have a toast. Here's to you, Casey Sharp. We love you.
You better love me, you're stuck with me now.